Well, let's do a little video of this is post Hurricane Milton. I'm gonna show you guys the carnage. No, I'm just kidding. Wasn't that crazy, but two things I do want to say is I plan on doing a fall tour of the food forest this year. So I want to get some people out here, show what we're doing. You guys know a lot of that if you follow my story, my channel, and what we're doing here. And I'm not going to go into too depth about like teaching this thing. I just want to show like what actually happened, some of my learnings like instantly, and obviously how we're going to respond. So this is literally the morning after Hurricane Milton. I think it's, I don't know, 11 o'clock right now. Let's flip this thing around. I'll show you guys. Got a little bit of generator noise in the background. It is a little bit dark, but the biggest thing I'm going to say, you guys, is we just lost our, I got some rain on the biggest thing that went down is the bananas, like you can see. I knew I wanted to prune more of the banana fronds, which is the leaves, these guys, but I didn't get a ton down. I just didn't. And that would have helped with the wind being able to grab so much. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We have so many bananas in these clumps throughout the entire food forest that I mean, I wouldn't be concerned anyways, but I just know that we have so much, they grow so fast. So this creates a lot of mulch. We're going to be able to lay all this down. We can suppress grass. We can feed soil. We can mulch. We had 8 racks around here, and I think we have 5 left. So didn't really lose too much. That was actually wind from Helene. This moringa tree surprisingly stayed up. The peach tree's good. The longan tree is good. These were ornamental bananas about up to here. They're all just thrashed, I guess would be the right word. You can see the bananas that were cut when there's only like 3 leaves here. These get shredded, but there's just not as much wind to grab it, right? So my biggest lesson again would have just been spending more time pruning off the leaves. We don't have a ton of big fruit trees though. We got peaches, the mulberry, I mean the plum, the way they're like very stick. They don't have a ton of vegetation on them, the Barbados cherry. There's just not a lot of wind to grab them, right? I got young fruit trees right now. Surprisingly, these mangoes out in the yard didn't go down either. Again, all this will become mulch. I have no idea how this moringa stood, but he stood up. You can see our mango right here. Our big mango is really leaning. So again, I'm going to get a stake right here and just help to brace him back up. And if we don't get any more crazy storms over this season, he should root himself very well going into next year. And just those root systems will just really start to spread and just reroot himself. You can see this is all the carnage here. You can see our papaya tree. I know it's kind of smaller in this wide angle, completely snapped, but we have a rack of bananas that's still there. We have a rack of bananas that went down right here. And if they're far enough along in their maturity, I can maybe even like green bananas and green plantains, you know, just starch balls. They're like potatoes. So I'm going to check those. There's still the potential of us being able to use them. I'm going to cut off a lot of these dead fronds on these bananas, or just the ones that are flopped over. Some of them will continue to shoot leaves out if you can kind of open up the hole at the top. Well, it's not like having trouble getting out. See the same thing over here. But you guys, I'll be honest, I'm very surprised that we did very well. The star fruit, he's very well protected back here, but they don't like the wind, and he did phenomenal. He's not even loose. We lost a fire bush over there. Pineapple guavas are very sturdy. Our sapodilla is very young. The mulberries, like they get thrashed up top, but they're very flexible, so no problem there. A young mame sapote, again, the fig tree did fine. I'll be honest with you guys, I feel very blessed. Here's the other section back here. This was super thick if you've seen my other videos. And you'll see there's one down right there. So we lost a rack right here. Again, these are way too young, so these will just get chopped up. Let's see, let's get inside here and look at this. So this guy's down. That did not have a rack. That rack is still good. That rack is still good. You can see I thinned out a lot of the leaves on these guys, which I totally should have done. I mean, like, look at this. The ones that don't have a lot of leaves honestly did well. I'll use this opportunity. I was surprised that the wind came from our north and went south. I'm looking east right now. So a lot of the wind came this way. I don't know what that was. When typically I was expecting to come this way. This is where we get most of our winds, from the south. But nonetheless, here we are. Sugar out. Whoa. Well, would you look at that? That's an organic catch. Look at that. This tree held its fruit. We're going to eat this guy for lunch. Oh, I got some ants. I got to put them down. I'll come back and get him when we're off the camera. But sugar apple again. I'll probably grab a steak here. You can see this is really the main thing, is getting these root systems helped. So I might kind of tease some of the roots just to help them kind of dig back down. I'm going to get a stake right here, stake it back up. And what I typically do, this is kind of a little trick that I learned. I don't know where I got it from, but trying to fill the holes and the gaps. This is important. I think this is really good to talk about. I want these trees to root themselves very well, right? And if I just stick the tree back up, the soil is kind of loose in there, right? And eventually the tree will grab the soil. But what I do is once I stake this up and it's in a good position, it's kind of leaning with the wind right now, I'll bring it up. I will bring over a shovel of sand and throw sand right here. And then just I'll water it with the hose. But over time, the rain that continues to come this season will knock it down and knock it down and knock it down. And that sand, since it's such small particles, just little tiny baby rocks, basically, it just the sediment just continues to get down there and kind of fill the holes and kind of lock the tree back. So it's a little bit of theory, but I have done it on many other trees. Like when we're planting trees, I've done it on our firebush and starfruit. It just kind of like this, it all just falls in there and really stabilizes where it's at. So anyways, you guys, that's really what happened over here. A lot of these guys are still here, to be honest with you. Avocado looking solid. And remember, the headwinds were coming from right here, guys. Trying to chop my screen, coming right towards this avocado, and he did well, man. He did well. This firebush is kind of shredded as far as a lot of the stuff. Whoa, big B. A lot of the leaves that came off. But I am pleasantly surprised by how well. I was out here last night. Not out here. I was in that window right there, and I'm gonna guess we had anywhere between 75 to 100 mile an hour winds. I'm just guessing, right? This guy's on its side. I'll just keep going into here, and I'm getting towards the generator, so it's gonna get loud. Same thing with this guy. I'm only going to want to get him back into the soil. Looks like this sunshine mimosa root probably helped hold him in place. Like literally, I can feel that holding him. So we're going to stake him back up, do what I said about trying to help the root system get back in the ground. I'll have a stake right here, pulling it up. I'll probably prune some of it too, so it doesn't have to work so hard to try to keep its entire tree alive. But guys, this tree was rocking. He was rocking towards the house. He was leaning that way. This guy was jumping. This guy was just blowing in the wind again because it was coming from this way. So you can kind of see how everything's blowing this way. But again, guys, I just wanted to come in and share. And I know, I'll go over here real quick. This is a very young system, so there's not a lot of things in here that could have been totally thrashed. You can see these just took a beating. I will cut these off on the side and it will continue growing. This avocado is so low to the ground, doesn't look like really anything. Again, I thinned out the banana leaves on these guys so you can see they're thrashed just from so much wind, but they're fine. Same with this guy. It's a copper pod, one of my favorite legumes. Pigeon pea, I'm surprised he's actually looks even that good. This is a freshly mulched area. If you've been watching some of my other videos, we just finished mulching this area. Again, the new growth just got thrashed, but they're solid. They're solid. This is a Cercopia. He's doing pretty good, pushing out new growth still. Look at that new growth. It's beautiful. That's it, you guys. Young Napier grasses definitely took a beating. Mango looks good. Sky looks solid. I'm very surprised, to be honest with you guys. This is probably about 5 to 10% of the potential destruction that I kind of thought could happen, but I do want to take a moment. This video went a lot longer than I thought, but again, I just want to give you guys a vote of confidence that I know that this system was not hit anywhere near the potential of what some of you guys are. And if you watched the video this far, I definitely want to acknowledge you guys and just say, a lot of the intervention, I don't know why my video stops. I'm going to try to just keep these two videos and cut them together, but if you had the storm that did some of this work for you, just know that the storm did some of this work for you guys. It's not fun to come out and see all this, but if you have the right mentality, it's not about it being fun. It's about knowing that this is a good thing, right? It's being able to see it, as we say in permaculture, the problem is the solution, right? And I don't like the way that's said, but the notion of it does make sense. So if this was your guys' system, just know that we can use all of what happened to our advantage. I now have mulch. I now have more sunlight that's coming in the areas that used to be shaded, so I can maximize that photosynthesis. I have nutrients that are being released from plants that have been pruned that now they're letting go of root systems. Holy wow, how did that come out of the ground? Anyways, there's a whole banana quorum. That is crazy. But we use this entire process to our advantage, and that's what I want to leave this with. So if I can be of assistance, please reach out to me personally. I'm going to post this on Instagram and probably YouTube, and you guys, let's just keep going. Like I said before, whether we're in abundance, we keep growing, and if we feel like we're in loss, we keep growing, not keep going. We keep growing, we keep building. So you know, band together with your neighbors and people that you love and do life. So anyways, you guys, hope this video was helpful for you guys, and all of this will return. All of it will return. Much love. Peace.